You know what bugs me? What bugs me is that I've been going on and on and on and on and on, making and deleting videos about Anita Sarkeesian. Well, Anita Sarkeesian, even though you're not listening to me, I'm going to tell you and your millions of fans that I don't agree with you. And your whole career is based off this, but I don't think that you're exploring I don't think you're going about this like you should. I mean, she's giving you one perspective, one single-minded perspective. She's pleading to be open-minded, but getting a single-minded perspective. And what I think is what she needs to do is, instead of keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again like some kind of feminist Pokemon, what she needs to do is she needs to start talking about, how can we improve this? Anita Sarkeesian, how can we improve the game industry to make female gamers more comfortable when they play games online? How can we bring female gamers into GameStop and or whatever gaming store near you? How can we make them purchase games? What games do they like? What games are they interested in? How can we make them more involved in the video game industry? How can we get to hire more designers and more programmers and so on and so forth? These are the questions that Anita needs to be asking herself in the mirror when she wakes up. Basically, we need to start exploring these things if anything is going to be solved. Now, if you take a quick Google search, you will fall into an infinite realm of every awakened feminist on the entire interweb, interweb, about all this stuff that she's been talking about. And they've been there, but they haven't been as easy to find. And plus, I don't think anyone has really thought about searching about feminist opinion on video games before she came out. Point. Anyway, so that's score one. I'll give her credit. She brought it to a head. She brought it to a head, and she's like, "Hey guys, guess what? This is wrong." So I commend her for that. I do. I think that was pretty cool, because nobody was really talking. Well, we weren't talking about it as much. Because I can't say nobody was talking about it, because I really don't know if anybody was talking about it, but I wasn't talking about it. So, I mean, not that I'm a misogynist or anything, but I just wasn't talking about it. It's not something that really came up in conversation or anything. So basically, I'm going to release a new series of videos. I've been talking about it, but I'm going to release a couple videos. My next video is going to be about exactly what I'm talking about. The positives of the video game industry. The positives of the video game industry dealing with women. Dealing with women. Only the positives. Because Anita's giving you only the negatives, I'm going to give you only the positives. This is only my next video. I'm going to give you only the positives. I'm going to give you like my top 10 list of badass female characters. I'm going to give you like, some tidbits, some facts for you to eat up, and some different things about women in the gaming industry. But the reason why I think this is important is because you want to encourage these things. You don't just want to say misogyny bad. That's not solving it. What you need to say is, hey, misogyny is bad because, so that they understand what's going on, and then you like, well, this is how we should stop it. So instead of being misogynist, do this. It's just like when you're teaching you teaching a kid not to cuss. Say they say whatever, they say shit, and you get on that kid and you shouldn't curse. If you just say you shouldn't curse because bad people curse and blah blah blah, that kid is probably gonna curse again and not give a flying fuck. But if you say you shouldn't curse because it's inappropriate, and there are plenty of other words that you can say, that kind of mean the same thing that can fit in there and you won't get in trouble. I guarantee that kid will give it a second thought. Instead of saying, don't say shit, say shoot. That's what I grew up on. Well, not exactly. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, that's something I picked up when I was growing up. You don't curse because, you know, it's wrong. But there are other words that you can use to substitute. And it'll be fun. People understand what you mean. So, instead of keep yelling at these people, you're a misogynist, video game women are not portrayed properly, you know, tell them why you think so. Which I guess she kind of did in her video series. Then tell them what they can do to better themselves. We're getting somewhere. Tell these video game industry personnel what they can do to better themselves. What can they include in their games? What can they add to their characters to make it so the women aren't always turning into monsters and getting shot in the face? What can they do to make this better? To make this problem be solved? That's what you need. That's how you need to approach this. You can't just approach this with your geeky gaming photo and all this other stuff and expect people to jump and flock to you about it. No. The only people that will flock to you are feminists and people closely associated with feminism. Maybe a few here and there people, but hardcore, not knowing idiot misogynist is not going to be, oh my god, I changed my ways. Basically, that's your mission. It's a very difficult mission to change someone's mind, but that's basically what we need to do. You need to go to these video game industry people and you need to encourage them to, I don't know, to get rid of all these damsel in distresses. You can have a few, but to limit their number of damsel in distresses and start making just good female characters that aren't running around half naked in the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can fix it. It's possible. It's clearly possible. Anything is possible. So, I mean, that's personally what I think. I think that if she gets a new set of, if she approaches this problem differently from a new perspective, it can be solved. I mean, maybe not right away, but I mean, come on now. A gamer is gonna game. A gamer is gonna play. So it's like, if you give him a game with a female protagonist, he may not play it right away, but if it's really, really good, and you send more and more and more MOAR with these modified everybody equality plus type characters in them, eventually they won't have a choice but to get in or, you know, get left behind. So that's my problem with her. And I mean, I just think that this problem can be solved. I think it can be solved and it can be approached way easily than it is now. But sorry, Anita, but going around talking to people about how you're being bullied and showing off your geeky gamer photo, I actually thought it was adorable, but I'm using that just because I'm mad. Geeky gamer photo, I mean, it's not going to help persuade people who are on the other side of the fence. It's just going to either push them away or invite more hate to yourself. And I hope your object is not to invite more hate to yourself since they found your address and all that bullshit. But your unintended consequence is that you end up drawing more attention to yourself than you did to the issue. Maybe you didn't do it on purpose. As a matter of fact, you probably didn't do it on purpose. It probably was completely unintentional. That's why I say unintended consequence. But what you got to realize is that you got to shift that attention off of you into the issue. Back to the issue. You brought attention to the issue, then that attention went you brought the attention to the issue and the attention went straight to you. Now you need to bring that attention off you and back to the issue. So niggas, I've been trying not to say nigga in videos so people can stop so people can stop worrying about what you're doing and start worrying about how can I solve this. Will that work? Maybe.